All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm so excited we could be here together today. We've got our circuits, core, and stretch class today. Today's movements, we are going to be focused on a lot more functional movements. I'm trying to make it Functional Wednesday, where we're doing movements that we would typically see in our regular day using weights. And also just simply body weight. 20 minutes of our class will be focused on our circuit. Then we're going to go into core. Then we're going to go into about 20 minutes of stretching, give or take. Okay? So we're going to start off with our warm-up, about a 5-minute warm-up. Let's start marching. Breakfast at Tiffany's. All right. So we're just starting marching, lifting up our legs, landing with our feet. Now, whatever you do today, if something is not working for you, make sure you modify. If you're not sure how to modify, make sure to ask me, and I'll be glad to offer you whatever I can as an alternative. All right, we're going to take it to a step back with an arm reach with our right leg only. So let's plant our feet down. When you're ready, planted, we're going to bend in through our knees, hinge from our hips, reach and bring it in. Good. So I want you to start today's workout really keeping that breath nice and fluid, nice and energized through the arms and through the legs. Beautiful. Good. Now we're just warming up that left leg. Got a little bit of warm up on that right leg in the glutes, in the quads. Get the shoulder and the arm nice and warmed up. Good. Stay with me for about 15 more seconds. Then we're going to take this up into a balance. Going to be working and always challenging our balance whenever we can. Always good, especially with the icy weather outdoors. Want to be able to balance ourselves out if we slip. All right, 3, 2, 1. Take your leg back. Reach your arm. Bend your leg. Lift your knee up. Here we go. Reach and bend and lift. Reach, bend and lift. Good. I got a lot of activity going on in my left knee, hip, my glute, my quad. Good. Take your time. Don't rush this. Good. 10 more seconds. We're going to march it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. March it out. Fantastic. Great. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to plant our right foot in. Now, I talked about foot placement. I want you to think of the four corners of your feet. I want you to energize from the earth up. Lifting up through that heel, that arch of the foot. If you're someone who tends to pronate, if you're someone who supinates, where you're kind of rolling on the outside of your foot, I want you to bring that foot in just a little, grounding through the four corners of your feet. Here we go. Plant your feet, hinge from your hips, bend in from your knees, left arm, left leg. Keep your abs on, your back is long. Keep your breath nice and fluid here. We're not looking at explosive movements today. Thinking about functional movements. You've got it. Nice job. Good. About 15 more seconds here. We're going to take it into a balance. Beautiful. Keep that right leg nice and tracking with the toes right on top of that ankle. Good. In 3, we're going to take it into a balance. 2, 1. Reach that left leg, left arm, and lift. Reach and lift. Press off that right leg. Extend the body tall. Keep your abs turned on. Whew. Nice and warming here. Beautiful. Now, if you're going too fast, it's going to throw your balance off. Take your time. Find that drishti point. A drishti point is a focal point in the room, preferably not me on the screen because I'm moving. Throw your balance off. In 5, 4, you've got it. 3, 2, you got it, and 1. March it out. Good job, guys. Well done. Keep walking. Keep marching. Good job. Hopefully you're feeling a little warmer. Beautiful. Awesome. All right, let's take those arms out to a strong T. Continue to march. Now, as you're marching, we're going to do a little movement, circular motion of the arms. A little neuromuscular patterning here. A little coordination. Keep those knees lifted. I'm coming about halfway up. Keeping those arms nice and circular. Beautiful. All right, now let's reverse our circle, other direction. Nice and strong. Drop your shoulders. You've got it. Well done. Beautiful. 10 more seconds. We're going to keep those arms lifted in that strong T. I know. Feeling this in my shoulders too. All right, in 3, 2, 1. Plant your feet, hip distance apart, strong T. Palms facing down. Lift, lower, lift, lower. We're going to pulse it shortly. Nice and strong through the arms. No weight on this, just body weight. Good. All right, 5 seconds. We're going to pulse it out for 10. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Pulse. 10, 9. You got it. 3. 9. I went to 3. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest those arms. Oh, goodness gracious, that felt good. All right, we're going to finish off with some squats because we are going to be doing squats in our set, but I want to get our legs a little more warmed up and our glutes a little more warmed up. So let's start with a sumo squat. Feet are going to be wide, externally rotated, tall through the body, pull up through the belly. Think about that pelvic floor lifted. You're nice and energized through the feet. You're long and tall. Here we go. Bend and stretch. Here we go. Squeeze those glutes. Bring those inner thighs together. Nice job. Good. So thinking about bending down to pick something up. We bend in through the legs. We're not using our back for this. Good. Beautiful. Fantastic. Beautiful. Press off those feet. Engage through those quads. Lift the kneecaps. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Good. We're going to go into some pulses. Then we're going to go into a hold in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Pulse it out for 10, 9, 8. You got it. 7, 6, 5. Good. 4. We're going to hold it for 10, 3, 2, 1. Stay down. Down a little deeper. 10, 9, 8. Stay with me. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up. March it out. Nice job, guys. Fantastic. All right, so hopefully you're feeling a little warmer. We're going to go right into our set. 45, 15-second recovery, 45 back on. We're going to move through this whole set pretty much within the time frames that we've set out for ourselves. So we are going to start off with a weighted squat. A regular front squat. So if you need to do this without weight, go ahead. It's not a problem. So just make sure that if maybe weighting it today does not feel good or you need to modify your weight, that's fine. I'm going to grab 2 weights. I'm going to set them at my side. All right, so front squat, feet are facing forward. We hinge from the hips, we bend from the knee, we lift up, we use our glutes and our hamstrings, keep our abs turned on as well. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Thinking about coming down to pick something up, lifting up. Keep the tailbone slightly tucked under. You've got it. Keep going. I gotta adjust my my receiver. Keep going. Beautiful. Now you are doing this at your own perfect pace. There's no rush. If you need kind of some guidance with regards to pace, count it out. 1, 2, 3 as you come down. 1, 2, 3 as you come up. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Beautiful. All right, next one. We're going to go into a weighted chest opener. We're going to hold weights, shoulder height. We're going to open. We're going to close. Go ahead and grab your weights. All right, bring those weights shoulder height. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open and close. Open and close. Focus on bringing those blades together, keeping those arms, that strong T. Now remember, you don't want to use weight, no problem. I got a really light weight. I'm not taking this too heavy here. Good. Beautiful. Soften through the upper body, especially the neck muscles. Don't want you straining here. Good. 15 seconds to go. You've got it. Fantastic. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Fantastic. Excellent job, guys. Well done. All right, next one. We're going to go into a 3-weight lunge. We are going to do a front lunge. We're going to come back through center. We're going to do a reverse lunge. We're going to come back through center, and then we're going to take it to a side lunge. Working all those different planes of motions. So, starting with our front lunge. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. And we're going to do a back lunge. Just watch your space. Then back to the center. Here we go. Back to the side. Front. My distance is kind of small because of my space. Good. Off to the side. Keep going. Front. Back. Good. Side. Nice job. Front. Back. And side. Good. Last round. Front. Good. Back through center. Back. Good. And side. Nice job. All right. Let's do that on the other side. I didn't add weight to this one. Doing this body weight. All right. So starting with your left leg. Going forward in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. I gotta watch my space. Side. Open up that leg. Front. Center. Back. Center. Side. Keep your body nice and strong here. Upper body. Nice and engaged. So you're watching for that pelvic region. We're not going into any sort of low back flexion or arching. Nice and steady. Nice and steady. Beautiful. 10 seconds left. We're almost there. Probably about one more set after this. Good. Over to the side. Last one. Keep doing it. You've got it. Plant that foot. Nice job. Side. Beautiful. Come back through center. Well done, guys. Good job. All right. Now, we're going to take some weights in our arms. We're going to open up the palms. We're going to open, twist our arms, slowly come down. Grab your weights. Square off the shoulders. Feet plant. Palms up. Twist. Palms down. Twist. Palms up. Twist. Palms down. Square off those shoulders. Bring the blades back. Engage those shoulders. Beautiful. Nice job. You've got it. Beautiful. Nice and strong. Lift. Nice and strong as you lower. Fantastic. Good job. Open. twist, lower. You've got it. You're almost there. Beautiful. That's it. We got 10 seconds left. Beautiful. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Fantastic. Excellent. Now, we're going to go into some bent over tricep extensions. When we come into that bent over position, we think about length through the spine, engagement through the core and the glutes, and we're going to kick those weights back. Go ahead and adjust your weights if you need to. Hinge from the hips, bend in from the knees, nice and tall and strong. Tuck the elbows in. Here we go. Kick it back. Now, stay nice and active through the shoulders. You're pulling in slightly through the belly, tucking the tail under just to protect that back. You want to think about length through the spine, space. Beautiful. 20 seconds in. You got it. Fantastic. Beautiful. 15 left. Plant those feet. Watch how they're landing here. You've got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Extend your body. Hold on to your weights. We're going to go back into some squats. Here we go. But this time we're going to go into a squat to a calf raise. Roll your shoulder blades back. Hold your weights at your side. We're going to bend down in through the knees. Here we go. Down. Lift. Pop up off those heels and down. Lower. Lift. Lift up those heels. Lower. Down. Lift. Lift those heels. Lower the heels. Squat. Lift. Lift those heels. Engage those calf muscles. Nice job. Beautiful. Excellent job. Lift. Lower. Down. You've got it. Lift. Lift. You got it. Now, a little bit of balance to challenge. A challenge to balance, right? That's okay. We got that. Beautiful. Almost there. I got to reset myself once I come up from that squat. Then I lift up and through my calves. All right, we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Fantastic. All right, next we're going to go into a little Romanian deadlift. Now I'm going to take and change my weights up. The heavier you go, of course, the more work your glutes and your hamstrings are going to have to do. So if it doesn't work for you, go in a little lighter, especially if you've got anything going on in your back. In fact, if you've got anything going on in your back, I don't want you doing these. Go ahead and do some squats instead, but I don't want you doing the Romanian deadlifts. So, remember, this is not a back exercise. It's total glute and hamstring, mostly hamstring. So roll your shoulder blades back, stack your ears above your shoulders, shoulders above your hip, hip above your knee, knee above your ankle. Nice and tall. Now from here, I'm going to pull in through my belly, lengthen my spine, come down to a tabletop position. Now keeping my shoulders engaged, I'm going to squeeze it through my glutes and my hamstrings to lift myself back up. Lower. And lift. Now I've got everything really from my heels all the way to the back of my head. That's working here. I've got my core. I've got my glutes, my hamstrings. I've got my spine that's nice and long. Shoulders are pulled back. Focused, keeping my belly drawn in just to protect that low back. Nice job. We got 10 seconds left. Keep going. Beautiful. Nice job. Well done. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Excellent job. All right, guys, we are going to take it down to the floor. Now, we are going to be doing some glute work next. If you have any knee issues, I want you to find a padding, a blanket, a pillow, something to go underneath your kneecaps. If that does not work for you, you are welcome to do a standing glute kickback as opposed to coming down onto the floor. It's entirely up to you. All right, I'm going to come down to all fours. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. And I'm going to put a little bit of pressure in my hands here. So I'm not winging through my shoulders. My back is long. I've got a flat upper back, so my blades are resting right up upon the rib cage. My head is gazed down but pulled in. I'm going to kick my right leg back, flexing through my heel. Bring my leg about hip distance, hip height. I'm going to start pulsing it for 1, 2, 3. Good job. Now I want you to bend your knee, point your toe. 1, 2, 3. Lengthen. Heel. 1, 2, 3. Bend your knee. Point your toes. 1, 2, 3. Lengthen your leg. Flexing through your heel. 1, 2, 3. Bend your knee. Point your toe. 1, 2, 3. Lengthen your leg. Flex your heel. 1, 2, 3. Bend your knee. Point your toe. 1, 2, 3. Good job. Lengthen. Find your rhythm. 2, 3. Bend your knee. Point your toe. 1, 2, 3. Lengthen your leg. Flex your heel. Toes are down. 1, 2, 3. We got 10 more seconds. Point your knees. Bend your knee. Point your toe. 2, 3. Lengthen your legs. 1, 2, 3. Last round. Bend your knee. Point your toe. 1, 2, 3. Last one. Lengthen your leg. Flex your heel. 1, 2, 3. Bend your knee. Rest. Nice job. Now, when you're in that, you want to keep your abs pulled in so you're not arching through that low back. You've got some good core activation. Go ahead and extend your left leg. Bring it to about hip height. Flex your heel. 1, 2, 3. Bend your knee. Point your toe. 1, 2, 3. Lengthen your leg. Flex your heel. 1, 2, 3. Bend. Point. 1, 2, 3. Reach. 1, 2, 3. Bend. 1, 2, 3. Reach. 1, 2, 3. Bend. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Find your rhythm. 1, 2, 3. Last. 1, 2, 3. Last one. 1, 2, 3. I think I said last one, not last one. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and rest. Good job, guys. Fantastic. Well done. That was awesome. Great work on those glutes. We need to keep those glutes nice and strengthened so we keep our pelvis nicely aligned. All right, we're going to come back into all fours. We're going to go into a little bit of spinal balance to start. We got ourselves already ready with those glutes. So we're going to go ahead, find ourselves in our all fours position. Go ahead and kick that right leg out. Hip bones facing down. If this feels like enough balance for today and enough core work, stay here. If you want to, extend your left arm nice and long. You're going to hold on to this. Keep your gaze down. Pull your neck up. Back is aligned. Abs are pulled in. Hold it here. Good job. Beautiful. Now you're trying to even out that weight. Keep your body nice and long. Good. For the last 15 seconds, if you want to, you can stay here. You can pull that knee in towards your elbows. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. If you want to, pull it in and lengthen. Round your spine, pull your belly, lengthen the back of your neck. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep going. 5, 4, 3. Pull that core in. 2 and 1. Nice job. Rest your knee. Come down onto your heels. Give your back a stretch. Fantastic. Come back into all fours. We're going to do the other side. You choose your version of spinal balance today. Left leg extends. Maybe that's enough. Lift it up. Hip height. Energize through your leg. If you want to, reach your right arm up. So you're thinking, spine is long, abs are drawn in, tailbone's long, crown is reaching. There's this oppositional sensation here. Right arm reaches, left leg reaches. If you're extending both the arm and the leg. And you could also experiment and play around with just lifting the arm rather than both the arm and the leg. especially if our balance is feeling a little wonky today. All right, for the last 15 seconds, we might draw that knee in towards our elbow. Here we go. Pull it in. Dynamic movement here. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull it in. Beautiful. Strong through the core here. Nice rounding through the upper back. Pull the low belly in. Good. We got 12. Good. 10. That's it, guys. Woo, lost my balance there. 5, 4, you got it. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Fantastic. Come up onto your heels. Let rest your tailbone. Take your wrists, lift them up and loosen them up a little bit. It's quite a bit of work on the wrists, but I have to tell you, it's actually very important that we strengthen our wrists. I talked to you earlier about that working of our stabilizers. Having strong wrists is really important, because guess where we land if we fall? We land right on our hands, right? We want these wrists to be nice and strong. All right, go ahead. Bring your hands shoulder distance apart. We are going to do a little bit of lifts, a little hovers, about 10-second holds. We're going to come down for 5 seconds. We're going to lift back up for 10 seconds. Cores are nice and engaged. Back is nice and long. Pull in that belly, tuck in the tail, curl the toes under, and lift the knees about 3 inches or 4 inches off the floor. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest down on the knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep those shoulders nice and activated. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower. 5, 4. Last set. 3, 2, 1. Lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower those knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest back on your heels. Fantastic. Great. Now we're going to come into a plank position. We're going to be doing our 45-second plank. You can do whatever version of plank you want. Kneeling, forearm push-up, you know it. I don't really care, as long as you're doing what works for your body today. When you're in your planks, watch that low back doesn't dip down, okay? I want nice long bodies, whether you're in a kneeling and or whether you're in a full expression of the exercise. Come on down. I'm going to do a forearm plank. Legs are going to extend. Feet hip distance apart. Here we go. Now here, make sure your elbows are underneath shoulders. Breathe. You got it. If you need to distract yourself, go ahead and repeat to yourself as you inhale, repeat inhale. As you exhale, repeat exhale. Really keeps that mind from kind of bringing too much attention to where we're at. We got 10, 9, 8, 7, come on, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest down on those heels. Good job. Beautiful. All right, next one. We're going to come down onto our tummy. We're going to be doing some swimmers to strengthen the back of our body. Front is important, but so is the back. So we're going to lie down on our tummies. Arms can outstretch into a swimming position. Arms can rest at your side. If you got something going on your shoulders, don't do this. Stay here. That's totally cool. All right, lie down on your tummy. Legs are extended. Faces down towards the floor. Now, before we begin, I want you to roll your shoulder blades back and down. I want you to turn on those rhomboids and traps. Arms are going to outstretch either to the side or overhead. Now, if you are reaching your arms overhead, I still want you to keep those shoulder blades drawn in and nice and engaged. Legs are long, abs are pulled up, glutes are turned on. We're going to lift our legs and our upper body and start to swim it out with our hands and our feet. Now, you'll notice I'm not going up too high. Extension is one of those things that I struggle with. So I am going as far as I've got without compressing into my low back. I'm energizing through my hands and my feet. Shoulder blades are back and down. Keep your abs turned on. Glutes are fired up here. Good. Woo! Good, good, good. Almost there. 12. 10. Keep going, keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Take your hands, place your forehead on top of your hands, soften your shoulders. Take a moment here. Good. All right, let's go ahead and press ourselves up into a seated position. Now we're going to do a half roll down, and today we're going to do a half roll down with a weight. If you don't want to do a weight, that's absolutely fine. We're going to take a weight and kind of extend it out about shoulder height. Again, you don't want to do weights, you don't have to. We're just going to add that extra little challenge to the low abdominal area. So feet are going to kick into the ground, flexed, knees, hips, and ankles are all aligned. Spine is long. You've got that pull. It almost looks like those dots are pulling my crown up tall. So feel like you're being lifted away from your pelvic region. Arms are outstretched, shoulder height. We're going to lean back. Get the low core pulled in, nice and turned on. Exhale, lift yourself back up. Stay tall through that whole process. Lean back. Exhale, pull up. So inhale as you lean. Exhale, pull that low belly in. Now this takes a lot of mindful movement here. That seems to be the buzzword. For the last probably, 5-6 years, mindful movement. It's really doing movement with physical awareness, mindful awareness of your body. So this can be done through our hip flexors all day long, but I want you doing it through your core. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Beautiful. All right, now let's take it down onto our back, and we're going to come with our knees bent and our feet flat. Good. Now we're going to go into just some regular crunches to kind of warm up that rectus abdominis right in the center of our abdomen. That 8-pack, we call it 6-pack, but actually there's 2 more at the bottom. So we're going to bring our hands at the base of the occiput, at the base of the crown. Interlace the fingers if that feels good. Lift your head about an inch off the ground. Take your hands and pull your neck slightly away from your shoulders as you drop your shoulders down. Neutral spine, you get that natural curve in the low back. We're going to exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Again, bringing that awareness to the core, pulling up from that space. Let your head feel heavy here. Now, if you're like me, I used to do crunches with my neck. Right? We'd finish our crunches and be like, oh my God, my neck is killing me. Why? Because I was using all those neck muscles to lift my body up. I wasn't using my core because that was hard. But now, when I bring that awareness to my core and I soften my neck, I really allow my core to get the work. And I'm not straining through my neck, which can be really uncomfortable. I'm also keeping my breath nice and fluid. So just think about that. Think about your breath. Good. We got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Rest your hands and your head back down onto the ground. We're going to go ahead and rest our hands at our sides. Now we're going to do a slight pelvic lift, but we're going to do it with our hands resting underneath kind of the sacrum glute area. So I've got one hand on my right side, my left hand's on my left side, palms are facing down. Then I'm going to rest my sacrum down on the ground. Legs can come up into a candlestick shape, or they can be bent. And we're just going to go into some kind of reverse crunches here. This little lift underneath the sacrum is just giving us a little bit of a head start to help us out a little bit so we're not using our low back, okay? So here we go. If this does not feel good, I want you to continue on with some regular crunches. All right, here we go. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm thinking really about using my low core, my deep transverse abdominis to lift, but also to lower. I'm really being careful here that I'm controlling the lift and the lower. They're both just as important. Nice job. Ooh, beautiful. And I'm trying not to land heavy on my hands here. Really try and go as light as I can. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Rest your feet down. Lift your pelvic region up off the ground. Set your hands off to the side. Good job, everyone. Bring your hands behind your head. We're going to work the obliques now. Hands rest back at the base of the crown. Again, lift the head up off the ground. Pull the neck away. Bring your legs up to 90 if that feels okay in your low back. If not, rest your feet down on the floor. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Rotate, rotate. Big breaths here. Now, you're not a boat, right? We're not rocking side to side here. We are going to control this lift so that you really target the obliques. Once you start rocking, you're using other muscles. We're not getting the full Monty on those obliques. So I want you to focus on these really controlled rotations here. Nice and strong. Good. Neutral spine. Beautiful. Chin up. Fantastic. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest your feet, rest your arms. Fantastic. All right, guys, let's take our hands out to the side of our body. We're going to press our feet into the floor. Feet are facing forward. Knees, hips, ankles, one long line from your pelvic region to your ankles. Hands press into the floor. Shoulder blades are nice and flat. We're going to engage through the glutes as we raise ourselves up into our bridge. Opening up the front body, letting the front body open up from shoulder to knee. Now, a couple of things. I often see people popping up. Oops, sorry. Siri's coming to the party. I often see people popping up through their pelvic region. I don't know. It doesn't work for me because it feels very invasive on my low back. But what I do want you to think about is a long line. So if I had a ruler from my shoulder to my knee, it would be pretty straight. As much as I can go, right? Use those glutes. Open up the front body. Make your knees come in a little bit so that they're not opening up. Good. Hold here. Soften your shoulders, soften your throat. Beautiful. We're going to come down one whole long line from tailbone, from crown right to pelvic region. Rest your pelvis down on the ground. Take your right knee in towards your chest. Draw your right knee in, lengthen your left if that feels comfortable. I'm going to give that hip a nice little stretch. Go ahead and rotate through the right ankle. It's kind of loosen up through the joints. You can take your shoes off. I think I'm going to take my shoes off. All right. And then just give that little wiggle of the ankle. Try to take a couple of deep breaths in through the back body. So feel that rib cage expanding into the mat. Soften your throat, soften your eyes. And if you're rotating your ankle, rotate in the opposite direction. Wonderful. And then go ahead and we can bring our right foot down to the floor. And then bend in through our left knee. Extend your arms overhead if that feels okay. Interlace the fingers if that feels okay. As you're ready, you can bring your arms up and over. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Rest your hands in front of your knees. Pull your knees in as you lengthen your tailbone. Now from here, if it feels good, keep your big toes together as you open your knees in opposite direction and then slowly sweep them down and then pull them back in through center. Open, down, and pull up through center. I feel like I'm creating the shape of a heart here. What a beautiful sight. Beautiful. Good. Great job. One last one. We'll go into the opposite direction. Bring your knees in towards your chest. This time, press your knees out. Open in that opposite direction. Opening up through the inner thighs. Working through the hip joint. Oh, this is a glorious, glorious stretch here. Just a little bit of movement to kind of loosen up through the hips here. Nice job. Good. Keep going. Fantastic. One more. And then slowly bring yourself back in through center. This time we'll keep the left knee in towards the chest. Extend the right leg. Open up that right hip. Draw that left knee in towards your chest. Give your hip here a nice little stretch. And the glutes. Beautiful. Give your ankles a little twirl. Maybe doing a few in one direction and then a few in the other direction. Beautiful. When you're ready, come back in through center. Good. And then bring both knees in towards your chest. Extend your arms out one more time, interlacing the fingers. Give yourself a good morning stretch, and then slowly bring your arms up and over, resting your hands right in the front of your knees. Pull your knees in towards your heart. Lengthen your tailbone. Give those glutes a nice little stretch. And then go ahead and place your feet down flat on the floor. Knees are stuck together. We're going to open up into a reclined butterfly, Supta Padangusthasana, which is a yoga pose. And we're going to open up through the hips here. If this does not feel comfortable, or it feels, I don't know, it doesn't feel comfortable, you can always just release your hip flexors by knocking your knees together, widening through your feet, and inviting a constructive rest pose. That'll really loosen up through the hip flexors. So either way, whatever you choose, go ahead and choose it. I'm going to go into Supta Padangusthasana. I'm going to go into that supine butterfly. Now you can always place a yoga block underneath each knee. This is meant to be lengthening and also restorative in nature. If it feels like a lot of work and it doesn't feel comfortable, especially on your low back, I encourage you either rest your knees up on blocks or go into a constructive rest pose. Fantastic. Now, we're going to stay here for about another 5 more breaths. And as you breathe out, try to release your body a little bit. Try to see if there's any tension you're kind of hanging on to that maybe you could see if you could just slowly let it go. Good. One last breath. Beautiful. Now we're going to take some time to get out of this. Take your hands on the outer edges of your legs. Slowly guide your knees and don't rush through this because it can feel pretty heavy. Good. Now from here, let's go ahead and shift our pelvic area, our hip over to the left as we twist our knees towards the right. We go into a supine twist. You can open up your arms into a strong T. I've got, of course, my weights everywhere here, so I don't have the space, but I'm going to make some space. And just open up. We're going to give our thoracic spine a nice little rotation here. Also, I don't know about you, but I can feel this a little bit through my IT band. Everybody's going to be different, so you might feel it more in different areas. So I can feel it for myself just here on the side of my body, but other people will feel it in their spine. Of course, make sure it feels good, not uncomfortable. Also thinking about your shoulder placement, try to keep your shoulders down, especially that left shoulder. Might want to pop up. Now, if you want to, you can take that top leg and extend it out long. I feel there's a really great opportunity here to stretch out through the glutes here. Leg is nice extended. Might even give that piriformis a little bit of a stretch. Great job. Go ahead and bend that left knee. And then we're going to slowly make our way back in through center. Great. Center off your pelvic region, your sacrum, and come back to center. And then we're going to shift over to the other side. You could take that left hip and reach over to the right. Open through the chest here. You can always give that neck a little rotation towards the right side if that feels good for you. Wonderful, guys. Fantastic. All right, you can go ahead, if you want to, extend that top leg out. I'm going to place my left hand just on top of my thigh, just a little bit, just to kind of hold it into place. And only do this if this feels good. It might not work for everybody, so wonderful. Go ahead and bend in through that right knee. And then we're going to slowly make our way back in through center. Fantastic, guys. Excellent job. Beautiful. Now we're going to make our way into a seated position. So however you get there, you can roll onto your side. You can rock yourself back up. I'm going to just fix my bed head here. All right. So we did Supta Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose, in that supine laying down position. We're going to do it now seated. I encourage you, if you do have a blanket or a pillow, to raise your pelvic area up. I'm going to actually grab mine. This can also really create a bit of space for the hip flexors, especially if they're a little tight. I love using something to raise my body a bit off the ground. It'll loosen up through my pelvic region. Kind of gives me a little more range of motion, and it just feels better. So go ahead and make any adjustments if you need to. I also, if you're coming to my, Jane, I know you're coming, to my psoas release course on February 21st, and one of the things we'll be learning is how we sit and ways we can sit to feel a little bit more comfortable to really release that hip. So here, bringing the soles of the feet together, I'm sitting up a little taller. My hips are a little higher. Already feels much better. Knees are going to open up wide, sit up tall through the spine, and then go ahead. You can walk your hands only if it feels good. You're absolutely welcome to stay here and lift up, stay tall. That might be enough for the hips. But if you want to, you can walk your hands slowly forward. You might feel this in different areas. Some people feel this a lot in their glutes and their hips, their low back. It's really, each body is going to be different. And I just like to kind of melt into this spot. Just letting the legs just kind of drift off to the side. a nice stretch for the perineum, and the perineum is right at the base of our kind of pelvic region. Also an area that doesn't get a lot of stretching, so this is really nice to stretch out the perineum a little bit. Wonderful. And then we'll slowly make our way back up into that lengthened position. Now we're going to go into our staff pose. So legs are going to remain lean. I'm still sitting up tall on my blanket. Feels really good. Feet are nice and flexed. And I'm going to take my top hat off my head. So I want you to imagine you've got this really tall hat. Take a big breath in. Create space. And then exhale forward. Rest forward. Let your arms extend out. Find that place. Wherever they land is where they land. It's the perfect place for your body. And I just want us to take about 10 breaths here. So thinking of each breath as an opportunity to let go 1% more. Just a little bit more. Just let it all go. Great job. And then before we walk back ourselves up, just take one last big breath in through the back of the body. Exhale, just release, maybe out of your mouth. And then when you're ready, walk your hands back in through center. Restack your spine, sit up nice and tall. Let's go ahead and find our crisscross applesauce, our easy seated position. And we're going to do a little side bend. To open up the ribs, maybe to give our QL a little stretch as well. So extend the arms out to a strong kind of upside down V. Sit up tall, pull up through the crown of the head. From here, we're going to take our right arm up, but I'm going to drop my shoulder down, so I'm not reaching. I'm dropping. I'm nice and solid here. And then lean over, holding that shape. Opening up the ribs. As you're here, breathe in, expand the rib cage. Give those intercostals a nice little bit of stretch here. Beautiful. And then we're going to windmill our right arm over to our right side and do the same thing on the left side. Oh. Beautiful. Windmill over, back in through center. Rest your hands on your knees. Let's round in through the spine. A little cat stretch. And then open up your heart. Pull your shoulder blades back. Lift up through your sternum. Open up your throat. Round. Pull the belly in. Open up. Open your heart. Last one, round and through the spine. Open up your heart. Beautiful. Come back right through center. Rest your hands at your side. Swim your right arm over to the left side of your crown. Gently, with your tips of your fingers, guide your right ear over to your right shoulder. Stay tall. Take that left arm, reach it long. Lift your chin. And release that right arm. Take your left hand over to the right side. Tips of your fingers gently guiding that left ear over to your left shoulder. Taking that right arm long. Feel that opening all the way in the scalenes. Release your left hand. Come back through center. Now I want you to turn over, looking over to the right. Shift your gaze down. Drop your chin. You're going to stretch that sternocleidomastoid, that large neck muscle here. Now before we come out, we're going to turn our gaze up, back to that neutral, still looking over to the right. Come back through center. Look over to the left. Look down. Keep that right arm reaching long. Lift your gaze up, still looking to the left. Come back through center. Take your chin, lower it to your chest. Drop your shoulders. Take your chin, lift it to the sky. Take your chin, drop it to your chest. I want you to draw a big smile with your chin. Draw your chin over to your right side and then swim it over to the left. And then back to the right. And then back to the left. One more time over to the right. And one more time to the left. Come right back through center. Lift your gaze, sit up tall. Let's rest our hands on our thighs. We're going to take a big inhale and exhale to close today off. As you're ready, take the biggest breath you've taken today. Breathe in, reach your body tall. Palms pressed together. Exhale, meet with your hands at your heart center. Give yourself a huge round of applause. You showed up for yourself. You did the work. Be proud of what you accomplished today, and I hope this is just the start to a wonderful, glorious day. I hope to see you again soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye, guys. You're welcome. Bye. Bye, Jane. Bye, Jen. Bye, everyone. Jane, you there? Have a great day, darling. I will. You're welcome. Bye-bye.